CW Life channel.
I look at the beautiful view and the big window behind me. That ain't us. Long story. Long story. Pretty funny if you ask me. In any event, got some good stuff for you today. It is going to be another beautiful day today. It's already 50 degrees. We hit 72 yesterday, which was one more than what we were thinking for our afternoon high. We're going to be very close, if not at a record high temperature today. We're going to be nipping right at 77 or so. And we'll get to that in just a little bit. So it's going to be very, very nice indeed. Again, it's 50 degrees right now in the Wenatchee Valley. The cool spot is Ephrata at 39, but everybody's going to warm up to some pretty nice weather. Take a look at this is now that March is in the books and the National Weather Service put together, they crammed all the numbers for how we did for the month of March in Wenatchee. And as you can see, our average temperature was almost 2 degrees above normal. That is warm. Of course, we had that big stretch of weather in the latter part of March. 72, our hottest temperature of the month. That was a record high, by the way, on that date, March 19th. Precipitation is the big story. It was dry. Normally, we have close to 3/4 of an inch of rain for the month of March. We hardly got any measurable rain until the very end of March, and it still wasn't enough. We only had 0.58 inches of rain, so it was a dry month. And yeah, we need to catch up on our rain. We're in a drought, and there's the proof right there. That's the March temperature. So it was pretty much as the Climate Prediction Center folks said it was going to be. Said it was going to be drier than normal and warmer than normal, and it was drier than normal and it was warmer than normal. And they say same thing for April too, but it's only the second day. We shall find out. Forecast details are coming up, and of course in the back half of the. I guess we're jumping right to the weather forecast. Well, there you go. 77, our forecast high today. Our record high on this date, April 2nd, is 78 degrees. That was set back in 1992. So we have a chance at getting there. I don't think we'll get there, but we're going to be awfully close to our record high temperature. 77, wow. And then, well, the high pressure ridge begins to flatten out. It'll move out in the overnight hours. You're going to wake up tomorrow to some clouds, in the morning anyway. It's also going to be a little breezy at times, too, tonight as this high pressure ridge begins to flatten out. So we'll get down to about 43. Partly sunny Wednesday with a high of 57. A little breezy at times tomorrow. Wednesday night, lots of clouds, 38 for the overnight low. Thursday, only 53. Now our normal high is 57, so we're going to see the temperatures just drop like crazy. Lots of clouds, but dry on Thursday and Friday. Just the slightest chance of some light sprinkles. Into the weekend we go. Saturday, partly sunny, close to 60. We'll be in the lower 60s with quite a bit of sunshine on Sunday and Monday. So we're in for another very nice weekend coming up once we get there. But boy, that's 77 today. There were a lot of people at the park yesterday. Of course, it's spring break, and a lot of people just take Mondays off. And there were a lot of people out and about yesterday, just enjoying the beautiful weather. We got one more day of the good stuff. Are we going to do cameras around the valley, or are we going to bypass that this morning? Well, I guess we'll bypass that. Oh, there we go. There we go. There's the cross camera, our Wenatchee Heights camera. It looks a little hazy out there, but I think that might be an optical illusion. It's a beautiful view from our Wenatchee Heights camera. We got some cameras we haven't used in a while, like the Waterville camera. Good morning to Waterville, right down there in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. It looks like the wheat fields are starting to green up a little bit. Beautiful view there. And there's Waterville. Wave to Waterville. Okay, Waterville doesn't wave back, but there's Waterville. The Two Rivers camera. Up to Lake Wenatchee we go. Two rivers, White River's on one side. The Little Wenatchee is on the other side. They feed in to Lake Wenatchee. And then, of course, the Wenatchee River feeds out to the Columbia River, which feeds out to the Pacific Ocean, which to my knowledge doesn't feed anywhere. It looks like they have just a couple of clouds hanging around the Lake Wenatchee area. And let's pop on up to Jump Off Ridge. And I think we have this pointed kind of to the southeast, out towards the basin. That's my guess. But I think it's pointed out towards like Crescent Bar and maybe Rock Island area from the Jump Off Ridge camera. I think if we move that to the left a few notches, we'd be able to see the Wenatchee Valley, but it's still a beautiful view from our Jump Off Ridge camera. So we did things a little out of order today. Again, it's a long story that you don't need to know about. What you do need to know about is what the heck is going on. We'll do that with the news when we come back. You're watching a Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the Instant Life channel.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
My favorite thing about living at Prestige is the activities. I think it's just so good for you to have a group that you can have fun with.
I think if you keep moving and you have a social life, you're going to live longer. And that attitude is fostered by the activity director and the managers. It's a good place, it's a happy place, and it's where I plan to stay forever.
Me too.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
It's a very mild morning. It's 50 degrees, 77. Our forecast high today, that's going to be close to a record high temperature on April 2nd. Not going to get to 77 tomorrow. It'll be more like 57. As a rather robust cold front comes in, it'll be fairly cloudy Thursday and Friday. Sun returns on Saturday, so today is the day to get out and enjoy if you can. It's 7 minutes after the hour. A two-vehicle crash Sunday night left one person dead and injured 6. This happened just on the outskirts of Chelan. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office says at about 8 o'clock on Sunday night, a 2005 Honda Accord collided head-on with a 2014 Toyota Tundra that was pulling a travel trailer on Highway 150. Witnesses said the Accord, driven by 23-year-old Mateo Villamorales, was traveling at a high rate of speed when it crossed the center line near Shop Avenue. That's on the southeast edge of the city. The 32-year-old passenger in the Accord, Jose Morales Rojas, pronounced dead at the scene. Villa Morales suffered life-threatening injuries. He was airlifted to Harborview Medical Center in Seattle. He's still there. He's in critical condition. The driver and 4 passengers in the Tundra were treated at Lake Chelan Hospital for minor injuries. Sheriff's deputies say they're investigating the crash, and Villa Morales may face charges of DUI, vehicular homicide, and vehicular assault. The man accused of firing several gunshots at a Wenatchee apartment complex more than a week ago has now been formally charged in that incident. 35-year-old Jamie Camarena Zaragoza allegedly fired a semi-automatic rifle at least 8 times at his home in the 1100 block of Red Apple Road. This happened on March 23rd. It was a dispute with family members, we're told. Nobody was injured. Camarena was arrested within a few hours. Prosecutors last week filed a single count of first-degree assault, and Camarena faces arraignment next Monday. He has been free from the Chelan County Jail since last Tuesday when he posted a $400,000 bail. Construction has begun on the pallet shelters contracted by the City of Wenatchee with the Wenatchee Valley Rescue Mission, a shelter and support organization for the local homeless community. There are 45 pallet shelters. They're 64 square feet each, and they'll cost the city roughly $643,000. Each shelter fits 2 beds as well as a heating and cooling system, and they're being built on the Rescue Mission's property on South Wenatchee Avenue. In addition to building the tiny shelters, the organization is expanding its outdoor patio area And they're looking for donations of used or new patio furniture, benches, or plants to make it a more aesthetically pleasing place. The Wenatchee Valley can expect to see more smoke over the next few weeks. It's that time of the year again, prescribed burning. It's going to be carried out in the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest. The Forest Service says it plans to burn about 400 acres of understory in the Martin Ranch area. That's up number 2 Canyon, about 4 miles west of Wenatchee, and 400 more acres near the Beehive Reservoir. That's about 12 miles southwest of Wenatchee. The controlled burns are meant to clear out excessive undergrowth that can contribute to larger out-of-control wildfires on public land. The burns will take place, weather permitting, off and on through April 19th. Governor Jay Inslee on Friday signed what he expects to be the very last bill of his time as governor. The 3-term governor signed the state's 2024 supplemental budget into law. He did so at a special ceremony at the University of Washington's new behavioral health teaching hospital. In his time in office, Inslee signed 4,212 bills into law. He gave credit to lawmakers and to First Lady Trudy Inslee for their work and their support.
Barring a special session, this will be the last bill I sign as governor of this great state. And I will just say that we all love the Evergreen State, and long may she thrive. Thank you.
And the $117 million Eastmont School District construction bond back on the ballots, of course. If you live in the Eastmont School District, you'll want to vote on April 23rd. It's a special election. It'll determine whether the voters will approve or not approve improving 4 Eastmont elementary schools. They need major improvements to their buildings. Of course, back in February, you remember the bond failed by only 0.5%, and the district took that as a sign to go ahead and try it again. Our own Jordan Gonzalez broke down this year's bond, how it was shaped by a similar bond from 2022, and how it ended up back on the ballot.
On the night of the February 13th special election, a $117 million Eastmont School construction bond sat at 58.83% voter approval. In Washington state, a school construction bond needs to pass a 60% supermajority threshold. As days passed and more ballots were counted, the bond would eventually fail at 59.56% voter approval.
Every day when they had a new ballot count, this is going to be it, this is going to be it, this is going to be it. And then when the rate of improvement slowed, it still improved, but it slowed. And then our experts were telling us to go get a good night's rest because it's likely not going to pass. Then that's exactly what I think we did as a team.
The bond aimed to modernize Cascade, Kenroy, and Lee elementary schools and construct a single point of entry and replace the roof and HVAC systems at Rock Island Elementary School. The bond would also upgrade safety, security, and accessibility at all schools around the district. The bond didn't officially fail until February 23rd. By then, the district already decided to give it another try to achieve the 60%. It became clear after the third ballot count a week before the results were certified that the bond may not have enough votes to pass. After learning the bond results were still under 60%, Superintendent Becky Berg was encouraged by her staff to consider running it again during the special election in April.
By the end of that day, we had basically consulted with everyone we need to consult, our bond attorney, our finance people, our architects, everybody involved in this, and everyone was thinking, yes, April makes sense. So then, of course, it's a board decision. So then we called the board and told them what we were thinking of.
You never want to waste taxpayer money for going through a process, an election process. So that would be one concern, to have the same outcome as the February ballot here in April. So that would be a concern. But I think we have some really good ideas in place on how to make that not happen, to make it cross the victory line. I think we're all very committed to improving the facilities here at the district, and so the fact that staff was so enthusiastic about that possibility, and that we were so close, I mean, obviously the board was unanimous in the decision to go ahead and put it back out on the April ballot.
This is not the first time in recent years that the district has seen a bond fail. In 2022, an Eastmont school construction bond aimed to fix a lot. 4 aging elementary schools and Sterling Junior High would be renovated, athletic facilities would be updated, and they'd have a new transportation center. The $185 million bond went on to fail during the November election that year. Only 51% of voters approved the measure. It was the bond from 2022 that informed the one on ballots this year. After the 2022 failure, the district surveyed voters, which helped them understand what the top priorities were. It was determined that Cascade, Kenroy, and Lee schools were most in need of rebuilding, and Rock Island also needed some improvements. Participants agreed the athletic facilities needed upgrades, but not through increasing taxes. The transportation center was also deemed a nice to have and not an immediate need. That input is what helped the district narrow down what they wanted to focus on with the February and now April bond. Should this bond pass in April, the tax rate is projected to remain the same as in 2023. The district paid off a capital levy in 2023, and the new bond would replace that tax in 2025. The 2023 combined tax rate was $2.92 per $1,000 of assessed property value. There is a chance that this rate can decrease as new construction and houses are built, and especially as Microsoft begins to move into the area. This bond also generates an additional $27 million in state matching funds. All eyes now watch the April 23rd special election to see if the district can maintain high voter approval and get the votes needed to pass the bond.
So I think we're at the place now where these are all needs, not wants, and we're putting our kids first.
And that's what's making news on this Tuesday. And if you're interested in what the heck is going on, and well, I'm one of them, watch the news tonight at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, 5, 6, and 10 on television. If that doesn't fit into your schedule, we'll have it up and running online on our homepage, ncwlife.com, our Facebook page, our YouTube page, on our app, all that good stuff. And if you think something out there warrants our attention, you get a hold of us. You pick up the telephone and give us a call, or your best bet is to send us an email, because everybody gets that, or most everybody anyway, here at the Broadcast Metroplex, news at ncwlife.com. Good night for the Mariners, good night for the Kraken, a lot of winning going on. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
Tiki Hawaiian Barbecue, family owned and operated on North Wenatchee Avenue, right next to Hooked on Toys. Tiki Hawaiian Barbecue uses only fresh ingredients, handcrafted with love, including authentic Hawaiian barbecue and Japanese-style ramen noodle soups. And the bubble teas will keep you coming back for more. Enjoy the culinary tour of the Pacific Rim with Hawaiian barbecue lunches and combo plate classics, as well as ramen noodle soups. Tiki Hawaiian Barbecue. Enjoy their comfort food like you're one of the family.
Headaches, neck or back pain? Been injured in a car accident, a work injury, or fall? Studies show that whiplash causes pain year after year. Your neck is supposed to be curved and acts like a spring to absorb shock. But when it's damaged, it straightens or reverses, and this causes headaches and pain. The solution is our specialized comprehensive combination care. You need our team of professionals who will address every point of your injury with very specific equipment and skill. Stop by Wenatchee or Leavenworth for a free consultation.
"19 minutes after the hour, Dominic Canzone hit a 3-run home run. That's good because he plays for us. He had a really good spring training, and now he's busted out here for the Mariners. Julio Rodriguez made a couple of great catches. And all in all, it was a good Monday night at Safeco Field. Mariners beat the Guardians. The final was 5-4. Emerson Hancock pitched 5 1/3 innings to get his first Major League win.
Brings up Ty France, 4 for 15 to start this season. 1 out, 2 on here for the Mariners, threatening in the home second. That's going to work. Base hit. Garver rumbling coming around third. He'll get there. Talk about rumbling. How about Big Cal getting to third? Mariners got a 1-0 lead. Cal Raleigh goes first to third on the RBI single by Ty France. And the Mariners get going early in this ball game. There's another guy due for a bust out. Dom Canzone. He is murdering the ball down in spring training. Like that. Deep. Headed towards the gap. Look at this, baby. Go. Gone. Dom Canzone, a 3-run homer. And the Mariners have a 4-0 lead. Give it the old chef kiss. There it is.
Cal Raleigh.
Well, that's hit hard through the hole. Base hit. Cal's second hit of the season. He's on base for the second time tonight.
Covers so many pitches. 2-2. Swinging a humpback line drive, and it takes off the glove of Ramirez at third base and into left field. France singles to left. He's 2 for 2, and the Mariners have something cooking. They've got first and second. 2 on the 2-2. Swinging a ground ball and a nailer. It kicks off his glove. It's fielded by Jimenez in shallow right field. He throws to first, and it pulls Naylor off the bag, and Canzone is safe. Everybody is safe. Runners all around with 1 out.
The payoff pitch. Up and in, ball 4. That'll walk in a run, and it's now 5-2 Seattle.
Center field. Be interesting. Tagging at third is France. He's coming home. The throw by Freeman. It's in time, and they got him! A double play to end the inning. Oh, what a...
So the last hope for Cleveland.
Pitch, swinging a fly ball into center field. Julio is there, waits, and he makes the catch, and the ball game is over. The Mariners win at a final score of 5-4 over the Guardians. Their 3rd win of the year, their 3rd 1-run victory here at Team.
Mariners and Guardians, by the way, will play again tonight at 6:40. Then they have a matinee on Wednesday before the Mariners embark on their first road trip of the year. All right, to the American League West scoreboard. How do the other teams in our division do? Well, there you go. Rangers beat the Rays 9-3. Angels knocked off the Marlins in interleague play 7-4. Astros crushed the Blue Jays 10-0 on a no-hitter. And the Red Sox beat the A's, because everybody's going to beat the A's this year. The final was 9-0. In the meantime, Oliver Bjorkstrand scored his 20th goal of the season, added an assist. The Seattle Kraken beat the San Jose Sharks 4-2 last night. Jared McCann, Manny Beniers, and Shane Wright also scored for Seattle, and Jordan Eberle had an assist for his 700th career NHL point, and Philip Grubauer made 24 saves to earn the win.
Snoqualmie Casino Sportsbook opening face-off. Sit back and enjoy this one, and we have found our way. Thanks to Edzo here in San Jose. Mikhail Granlund has 21 points in his last 21 games. Fabian Zetterlund off the skate boot of Matty Beniers. Seattle out to center ice. Oliver Bjorkstrand will rim it in. Eli Tolvanen seals the wall. Zetterlund will take over. He has a 20-goal season going, career best. Beniers scores! 29 seconds in. Matty Beniers right off the hop. The Kraken are off and running.
Check, and then the quick little steal by Bjorkstrand, and then Bjorky gets it up to Matty, and he throws a dart right over the glove of Blackwood. But the steal, the quick pass, and no hesitation at all there, JT, and an early 1-0 lead.
Evans now will play it in. That's very nice. Out of the corner. We're coming off a holiday weekend. Now, Bjorkstrand, he scores! Cue the maestro! Oliver Bjorkstrand goes high cheddar with that one.
Oh my, what a goal by Oliver Bjorkstrand. And Ollie just says, you know what? I'm going to go short side, bar down, and give our team a 2-0 lead. There is absolutely hardly any room. Watch this shot. The goaltender's down. You guys said he's what, 6'4"?
4.
I mean, and he goes down, and there's just a window.
Elite shooter at times, and it used to be all the time. Through center. Nice play, Shane Wright. He kicks it out. Everly's in for Wright. They score! That's hockey, baby! What a play! Shane Wright on the spot. Set up beautifully by Jordan Eberle. The Kraken back up by 2.
A 2-on-1 for these guys, but Schwartz makes the play in a neutral zone. Wright's got it. Move the puck. Keep your stick ready. And he just bears right down and puts it into the back of the empty net. Excellent hand-eye coordination there by Wright to knock that puck out of midair, chip it over to Ebbs, and then Ebbs gives it right back to Wright.
Morgan down low. Puck is underneath Costin. Look out here. Addison, 20 seconds. Zetterlund blocked in front. Dunn's on it. He'll move it out to center. 14 seconds left. Schwartz. McCann has Everly. And he scored. No, he hit the post. Now he scores. Jared McCann puts it away.
The Kraken travel to Los Angeles. They'll take on the Kings tomorrow on Root Sports. All right, speaking of hockey, a little closer to home, the Game 3 of the WHL playoff series between the Wenatchee Wild and the Kelowna Rockets is tonight, 7:05. The series is tied at 1 game apiece. For Game 4 will be tomorrow night at 7:05. Game 5, we know they're going to play at least 5. We'll be back here in Wenatchee on Friday night. And by the way, Austin Drade will be my guest in the back half of the program. It's spring break, so there's not a lot of sporting events going on in the world of prep, but here's what we have for you in prep soccer today. Sunnyside will travel to Eastmont. They'll get going at 7 o'clock. Davis will take on Moses Lake, a very good Davis team, at 7 o'clock tonight. Earlier in the afternoon, Seattle will play host to Chelan at 4 o'clock, and a non-leaguer, Othello, travels to Ephrata at 6 o'clock. Prep baseball schedule is pretty light. Moses Lake will be at Dan White Field at Eastmont at 4 o'clock. We will have that for you here on the NCW Live channel. Wenatchee down at Sunnyside, the first pitch at 3 o'clock. Deer Park, a non-leaguer against Chelan at 4 o'clock. And yep, we got baseball today. Yeah, it'll be on our Facebook page at 3:50. It'll be on television at 7 o'clock. Moses Lake and Eastmont at Dan White Field with Eric Granstrom on the call. Again, on our Facebook page at 3:50, but the first pitch at 4 o'clock. It'll air on television tonight at 7 o'clock. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this second day of April. I could have chosen for the obscure holiday, but didn't. National Reconciliation Day, National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day, World Autism Awareness Day. But no, today we're going to celebrate the ferret. The little bitty cute little ferret. Oh, look at the ferret. He's so cute. Of course, people are, ferrets to most people, they either love them, think they're cute and furry and neat, or other people think they're just a glorified weasel. Well, that's not a glorified weasel. They're actually members of the weasel family, by the way. They're not a rodent. Fun facts about ferrets. We domesticated ferrets, not we, but somebody did, over 2,500 years ago to hunt rabbits and rodents. In fact, from the mid-19th century until the mid-20th century, ferrets were used in the American West to protect grain stores from rodents. They didn't eat the grain, the ferrets didn't, but they ate the things that ate the grain, so they would put ferrets in the big grain storage units so the other animals wouldn't eat the wheat. A ferret's heart beats anywhere from 200 to 250 beats a minute. They're active. The average ferret that lives in the wild will live approximately 8 years. Ferrets can be trained to use the litter box, and this is pretty bizarre. Ferrets can catch the flu from humans, but they can't catch a common cold from humans, for whatever that means. Look at the little bitty ferret, yeah. It's National Ferret Day because it was on the internet, and if it was on the internet, you know it's true. 28 minutes after the hour today in history, 3 war-related events. Well, if you lose your capital, you're probably going to lose the war, and that's what happened for the Confederate government and the Confederate Army during the Third Battle of Petersburg. The Army of Northern Virginia had to leave Richmond. They delayed Grant's troops just long enough for the Confederate government to get out of town with as much paperwork as possible. They had to abandon Richmond, Virginia, their capital. Lincoln rode in a couple of days later, and then eventually, of course, a week or so later, the whole war was over. That was on April 2nd, 1865, when Richmond falls, and the end was pretty much coming for the Confederate Army. Well, we're going to war. Congress is going to act, or the Ongress to ache. 107 years ago, Woodrow Wilson, the President of the United States, goes before a joint session of Congress and says, time to declare war on Germany. We've been sitting on the sidelines long enough. They need us. We're going. Congress delayed a little bit, then they eventually rubber stamped it. That was 107 years ago today. And of all the wars of the 20th century, and there were a lot of stupid ones, this one takes the cake. The Falkland Wars began when Argentina seizes British. It was, the Falkland Islands are a windswept group of small islands and a couple of big ones. Nobody lives there. Like 4,000 people live there. It has no strategic military value whatsoever. It's full of birds, sheep, and sheep poop, and that's about it. Argentina always claimed it. It was a British territory since about like the mid-1800s. In the mid-1800s, it was an important thing to have there in the South Atlantic Ocean. Now, in 1982, it didn't mean anything to anybody. Argentina said, we want our property, we think it's ours, and so they invaded the Falkland Islands. Why, Great Britain should have just said, take it. We don't want it anymore. It's all yours. Nothing there. Nothing there. The great Argentine writer Jorge Luis Borges described the Falkland War, and I'm quoting now, as, quote, a fight between two bald men over a comb, which was about what it was. Just stupid, stupid, stupid. That was 42 years ago today. And finally, 29 years ago today, the longest strike in Major League Baseball history ends. As you can see the headline there, all strike ends, season opens app. It was all over. Of course, the first 23 days of the Major League season was wiped out in 1995, 252 games from the year before. The owners accept the players' demand. The players said, we will go back to work under the old term. And the owners said, yeah, that's fine. So basically, the players won. The teams would play a 144-game schedule. So the strike, baseball strike, came to an end. Thank you, Sonia Sotomayor, who's now on the Supreme Court. Let's do some birthdays, shall we? Buddy Ebsen, yeah. Come listen to the story of a man named Jed. Buddy Ebsen, Jed Clampett on the Beverly Hillbillies, Barnaby Jones. He was the original Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz. I think most people know that. He was the Tin Man. He was allergic to the makeup, so he was replaced by Jack Haley. But there are some scenes in the movie The Wizard of Oz when Dorothy and the Tin Man and the Scarecrow are going down the yellow brick road with their backs to the camera. And in a couple of those scenes, it's actually Buddy Ebsen, some of the earlier scenes that they shot before Buddy Ebsen had to leave the production. Buddy Ebsen, born in the state in 1908. Another heavenly birthday, Alec Guinness, born in the state in 1914. Of course, he won the Academy Award in Bridge Over the River Kwai. He was good. Lawrence of Arabia, Dr. Zhivago, and some mid-70s space movie whose name I can't remember anymore. Oh, Star Wars, that's it. Alec Guinness, born in the state in 1914. The great Jack Webb, the color episodes of Dragnet from the 1960s, I still find terribly entertaining. Jack Webb, always will be known as Joe Friday, born in the state in 1920. Marvin Gaye, Pride and Joy, Ain't That Peculiar, Heard It Through the Grapevine, Let's Get It On, Got to Give It Up, and of course one of the greatest albums ever, What's Going On, Marvin Gaye, born in the state in 1939. And of course, we love javelin throwers, and yesterday we did a javelin thrower from Lithuania, so we want to wish the great javelin thrower from the Trinidad, Keishorn Walcott, a happy birthday. There he is. He won the gold medalist in the javelin at the 2012 London Olympics. Special thanks to our platinum sponsors, Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Your air conditioner might actually turn itself on automatically today with the warm weather, but you don't want to do that. You want to make sure it's up and ready to go. Alpine Air can take care of you before the real heat of summer comes. Special thanks to our friends at Pool to Spa Services. They don't sell your grandma's spas anymore. They got the good stuff. Pool to Spa Services down there in Worthen Street. And special thanks to our super duper fine sponsor, Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista. When Mike McNalty's wife is watching a Mariner game, she does not want to be interrupted. I can't stress that enough. Mike McNalty's opinion is coming up, and then we're ready to talk more Wild hockey with Austin Drade. The playoffs are underway. Austin will join me when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
AmeriCorps allows me to make a huge impact on my community and kickstart my career.
AmeriCorps gave me the opportunity to use my skills for the greater good.
Serving in AmeriCorps gave me the opportunity to help in my community. Take a few minutes to see how you can help your community.
AmeriCorps does vital work in our region. You can make a difference. Join today and make the impact.
At Confluence Health, our mission is clear: to provide exceptional care for our community. We believe in healthcare that's personal and local because we're just like you, members of this great community.
We are Confluence.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
We are Confluence.
Need a break from reality? Central Washington Water has a showroom full of possibilities. Ask about a saltwater system for a more natural approach to water care. They use less chemicals and have less maintenance. Free-flow plug-and-play spas make it simple and affordable to get you soaking. At Central Washington Water, there's a hot tub for every space and every budget. Central Washington Water, your water care professionals.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, I love my wife, Rosie. Yes, I do. But her obsession with the Mariners is driving me crazy. I mean, I'm trying to read a book. I'm doing work on the computer, or heaven help me, I'm trying to go to sleep. But she feels the need to update me on every pitch, every strike, every foul ball, every doggone thing that's happening that, frankly, I couldn't care less about. You know, my friends, my buddies, they understand that when God was handing out the sports gene, I stepped out for a beer. Rosie, so somehow equates a shared love of the Mariners as some sort of barometer for our relationship. Now she can disagree with me about Janis Joplin, appropriate toppings on pizza, or my obsession with cop shows, and none of this is any indication that she doesn't love me. But me telling her that I could care less if Julio got a hit or struck out, man, we don't even want to go there. Oh, God, this is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and that's my opinion.
The new Hummer EV is everything you want in an all-electric vehicle. It's powerful, reliable, comfortable, and will take you anywhere you want to go, on-road or off. Why buy one of those lesser EVs when you can have one that uses them for traction? Order your Hummer pickup or SUV today from Sangster Motors, batteries included.
Highlander Golf Course is proud to announce their 2 new state-of-the-art full-swing golf simulators with over 80 courses of virtual golf to choose from year-round. Or try their Laser Shot simulated firearm program, or gaming with football, basketball, and much more. Enjoy Highlander food and drink service from their full-service bar and grill in the comfort of their simulator room. Call the Highlander Pro Shop to book your time at 884-4653. That's 884-4653.
Let Mary Maid's custom cleaning experts help you clean up your to-do list. Between work, kids, and pets, it's hard to find time to keep up. Let Mary Maids of Wenatchee help. Mary Maid's cleaning experts can help keep your home or business fresh, neat, and exactly how you'd clean it, if only you had the time. Call now for a free estimate, 509-663-1710. Serving Chelan and Douglas counties, Mary Maids, let us help.
Welcome back to the program. Normally when we visit with Austin Drawday, the broadcasting voice of the Wenatchee Wild, we do so on Wednesdays, but by golly, Game 3 is tonight in Kelowna against the Rockets. Game 4 tomorrow. Game 5 back here in the big city on Friday. We know we're going at least 5 games after a fairly entertaining weekend, Austin. As we roll tape on Friday nights, 8-6, I don't even know how to explain the 8-6 game. It was one of the craziest. In all years of broadcast, have you ever seen a game like that? Even a regular season game, much less a playoff game?
I have done over 400 games. I've never called a game quite like that one. Down 2-0, Briley Wood, backdoor bang in on a rebound to make it 2-1. Gave up a couple more before the end of the first period, and down 4-1 going into the second period in the playoffs. You know things are going to be a little dicey, but I love seeing Evan Friesen come around the goal line, and stuff went in on the goal line just 20 seconds into the second period. Guys had some jump coming out of the locker room, and that's when you knew they had a chance. Even when TJ Ginla fired that one-timer in to make it 5-2 a few minutes into the second period. Took a little while for us to get our legs back and counterpunch from that one, but Briley gets another one back, got a shot blocked back to him in the left wing faceoff circle and hammered that one home. A couple of defensemen throwing pucks through traffic, tie the game up. We got to the 5-3 score, and a slew footing double minor. Basically, one of their guys pulled Miles Cooper's feet out from underneath him while they were in motion behind the net. And I remember saying, how huge would it be if Wild got a double minor on it, so they got 4 minutes. But the way a double minor works is if you score on the first half of it, you get that next 2 minutes back. It's 2 2-minute periods back to back. And I said, how huge would this be if the Wild are able to score on both halves of this and tie it up?
And they did.
And they did it.
When we got it to 5-4, that to me was the game changer.
That was a huge one. And then to see 2 minutes go back up on the clock and see that same unit go back out there again, that was when you had a feeling this game was about ready to turn. Got the game tied up, gave up another one, just a snipe into the top corner. Under a minute left in the period. But Briley got one last one, just a bounce at the top of the crease with 11 seconds left in the second period. And you kind of had the feeling the next goal is going to win it eventually. And we go back out there for the third period. Guys are looking great. Briley scores another one. When I was putting together the highlight tape at the end of the night, I had to go back and look at the two overheads because they almost looked exactly the same. I thought I might have made a mistake. And that one, he just stuck his stick out into the front of the crease and tapped the puck in for his fourth goal of the night. And then Kenta Iso got to block a shot, let the play reset itself around him. TJ Ginla, who already had 3 goals for them, got stuck below the goal line and tries to clear the puck out up top. Kenta tracks it down, runs it in, and scores that empty net goal. 86, making it 8-6 with 2 seconds left. What a fitting way to end one of the craziest games I think we've ever seen in this building.
When you score 8 goals, you're supposed to win. That's just common sense.
When you score 6 goals, you're supposed to win.
Exactly. It was an absolutely, the folks got their money's worth.
They really did.
On Friday night, no doubt about that. It's good to see Mr. Hauser back. He's been gone for a couple of months. Our top netminder, he's back.
He's had a couple of stretches where he's battled injuries this year, and the first period he gave up 4 goals. I think a lot of that wasn't really on him. There were some weird bounces in front of the net. They got a couple of tips, and after 7 weeks out of the lineup, there's probably a little bit of rust that he's got to shake off. And he looked solid the second period. The save that he made with 1:18 left in the third period, a one-timer right off a face-off in front of him. He reached into the sky and pulled a shot out. That's the moment I kind of looked down and said, okay, he's back. This is the Daniel Hauser we know and love and remember.
And even though we didn't win Saturday, we lost 3-1, Daniel looked good between the pipes. I mean, he only gave up, they scored an empty netter, so I'm not going to nick him on that. He only gave up a couple of goals. As we roll tape on Saturday night's 3-1 loss to Kamloops, go ahead and run us through that, or to Kelowna.
He gave up a couple of goals in the first period. The starts probably need to be a little better when we head up to Kelowna the next couple of days. First goal, minute 10 into the game, and the Rockets able to get a 1-0 lead. They added another one later in the period to make it 2-0. But we got one back. Sam Ward firing one into the net to make it 2-1, and the empty net goal there at the end we brought him to the bench with a face-off on the other end and said, okay, we've got plenty of time. Let's make a run at this. When they win the face-off, rim it in behind the net and track it down and throw it in. But the nice thing about that, if there is a positive to it, okay, you're down 2, but you've still got 2.5 minutes to work with, rather than it happening with, we wait until a minute's left on the clock and then they score to make it a 2-goal game with 20 seconds left. We got plenty of time, but the time ran out.
So we are tied at a game apiece. Again, Game 3 is tonight in Kelowna, Game 4. Tomorrow night in Kelowna, Game 5, we know, will take place here on Friday night. You talked about how important it is to get one on the road. Well, now we need to get one on the road. We need to get one in their barn. So after what you saw on Friday and Saturday night, what are you looking for? What's the keys for the Wild to get one out of there?
I think the number one key for us is going to be a good start. The first 2 games, Kelowna scores a minute 7. and a minute 10 into the game, we can't start a game at 7:10. We've got to start these two games right at 7:05 when the puck drops. So that, I think, is the big thing. Goaltending has looked pretty good. Maybe need a little more presence in front of both nets. Help Daniel out in front of our net, and maybe get some guys to their net the way we did on Friday night. I think will go a long way.
You think Mr. Hauser is going to be between the pipes unless health issues arise again? Because I think once he's all the way back, and it looks like he is, he's a formidable goalie to have.
Formidable is a real good way of putting it. And usually in the playoffs, when you've got a goaltender who's looking solid, you'll keep with him as long as you can. So I would expect to see a lot of Daniel Hauser as long as he stays healthy in the playoffs. Keep planning on seeing him.
Did Briley Wood make history on Friday night? Did he do something that hasn't been done before or hasn't been done in a long time?
Tons of history. His first goal, or a four-goal game, was the first in the league in the playoffs in 7 years, which kind of surprised me because I figured there are 16 playoff teams. You're basically playing an NHL playoff schedule. Over 7 years, I would expect somebody to stumble into a four-goal game in the playoffs along the way. But he had the first one in the league in 7 years. He tied an Ice and Wild playoff record with 6 points in that one. 3-goal comeback for a win. That tied the franchise record in the playoffs. And 4 power play goals in the game. That's only the 5th time that's been done in our organization's history in the playoffs. So a lot of history being made on Friday night. You kind of go back through the box scores from the years past, and you see a game where these guys scored 4 or 5 on the power play. You see one game where Max Reinhardt a decade ago scored 5 in a game. You see one game where somebody scored 6 points in a game, but you never see all those come together at the same time the way they did on Friday night. Friday was something special out.
Yeah, he earned his paycheck. Let's put it that way. Get you a quick up-to-date on the latest series. Everett and Vancouver, they're tied at the game apiece in the Western. Portland leading Victoria 2 games to none. Prince George, who won the division regular season Western Division, they're ahead of Spokane 2 games to none as we tape this on Monday. But Prince Albert went and got one from Saskatoon on Thursday night. Saskatoon had the best record in the entire league. I think they finished with like 105 points. Prince Albert was the number 8 seed out of the East. And on Thursday night, they in Saskatoon, Prince Albert won one. It's the playoffs.
They went out and surprised a lot of people on Thursday night, but that's just it. It's the playoffs. You never know what you're going to see in the playoffs. Vancouver went on the road and took one from Everett on Friday night, and Victoria had a good lead rolling on Portland on Friday night. Portland made a late comeback to finish that one off, but I think you're going to see a lot of series going a long distance here in the first round. I think you're going to see a series or two go a good 6 or 7 games that not a lot of people were expecting to get that far.
This is an evenly matched. We talked about this. Only 1 point separated the 2 teams when the regular season was over. We ended up in the 4th seed by just a point over the Rockets, and so far it's panning out about as people thought. Very, very even. Now we're not going to see any more 8-6 incredible games like we had on Friday night, but you never know.
I think the consensus is this series is going to be long, hard fought. I've heard a lot of people say I think it's going to go the full 7. It takes a lot for a series to go 7. It takes considerably less, but still quite a bit, for it to go 6. Going 7 would impress me. It wouldn't surprise me, but it would definitely be an impressive way to end the series. I'd be shocked if it doesn't go 6.
Rockets and Wild tonight in Kelowna. Rockets and Wild tomorrow night in Kelowna. That is the first 4 games. We're back here Friday at the Town Toyota Center for Game 5. We know we're going at least 5. Hopefully we'll clinch the series on Friday, but beggars can't be choosers. Tickets for Friday. Get them now, right? Get them now. They're already on sale. WenatcheeWildHockey.com. You can give our office a call at 509-888-7825. Every seat in the bowl is $20 through the playoffs. So we've already got the tickets on sale. We put them on sale as soon as we knew on Saturday night that there was going to be a Game 5. So you've got time. Get the tickets, and we'll see you this weekend. And don't forget, you can listen to Austin on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network or Wenatchee Wild Radio Network on 560 KPQ. Games all on KPQ this weekend? Yeah. This week? Okay. And for a small fee, you can pay and watch it on the WHL's site, which is, by the way, very handy. I don't know who does their website for the WHL, but you do good. Anything else on your mind, Austin, before we unveil the Austin Andrade Chico's Bail Bonds Wenatchee Wild Player of the Week? And it is?
I think it's got to be Briley Wood, don't you? No, his 7 points over the weekend led the entire league for those 2 games, and obviously a historic game on Friday. There's really nobody else that you can give it to.
By the way, it's Monday as we tape this. The team left this afternoon about 1 o'clock. They'll stop at the Canadian border, go through that. They'll be in Kelowna tonight, so they have a full day of rest tonight in Kelowna before they play tomorrow, which is, I think, really cool of the Whites to make that happen instead of leaving tomorrow morning.
I think it helps to have an extra day up there. You get settled in. You don't have to worry about bus legs, hopping off the bus, either check into the hotel after the game and just have that quick night, or check into the hotel before the game and have to run over to the arena and play a game after you check in and start getting settled there. So it's I think there are a lot of advantages, especially in a big playoff series like this, to having that extra day.
I'll see you Thursday.
Sounds good.
All right, Austin Andrade, everybody, the broadcasting voice of the Wenatchee Wild, and we will be right back.
It's me, Blippi. Blippi's back on stage with his brand new Wonderful World Tour.
I'm an excavator.
Sing, dance, and make new discoveries. In Blippi, the Wonderful World Tour with special guest Mika.
My name is Mika. Yeah, it's nice to meet ya.
For tickets and more, visit BlippiOnTour.com. Blippi, the Wonderful World Tour.
Caught in a conflict? Family? Workplace? Neighbor? Business? Housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right, all year round. Right now, bring home select VX and L Series tractors for 0 down, 0% APR for 72 months. Contact your Kubota dealer for details.
The Honda you want is here. Get a great offer on the stylish HR-V or the Civic. Which car and driver called fun to drive? There's never been a better time to drive in the moment with Honda. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into your local Honda dealer today.
And we're back on a Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. You love that lovely view of Germany behind me? Long story. I don't want to get into it. We have a little extra time. We love our cameras around the valley, courtesy of Localtel's Sky-Fi division. We got Sky-Fi towers. We put cameras on a bunch of them, so we thought we'd take another tour around what's going to be a gorgeous day here in the Wenatchee Valley and all of north central Washington. One more day of sunny and warm and near record high temperatures. Let's see what we have camera-wise out there today. We're back to the Wenatchee Heights camera. Just a couple of high clouds way up in the atmosphere. That camera is tilted up a little bit. PTZ, you can pan them, you can tilt them, and you can zoom them. And the hillsides are starting to green up a little bit, but we did have a very dry March. We'll get to that in just a little bit. We're probably using the same cameras we used at the start of the show, so I'm assuming we're off to Waterville. Let's see if I assumed correctly, and I did. There is Waterville in the lower right-hand corner of your screen, and the wheat is starting to green up and starting to grow as we get deeper and deeper into spring. That means all the farmers and the ranchers and all those people have to, come out of hibernation and go back to work, I suppose. Let's head on up to Lake Wenatchee, the Two Rivers camera. Looks something like that. Our Two Rivers camera. There's also a sand pit down below there that's just out of the view. Looks like the clouds have thinned out a little bit in the Lake Wenatchee area. Of course, the ice is now completely gone, and most of the snow is gone, except on the north-facing slopes that don't get the direct sunlight. They still have little patches of snow here and there, but with all this warm weather, I think Taylor Glen may be opening in the not-too-distant future. Hope so, anyway. Jump Off Ridge doesn't have a golf course. It looks something like this. Like this. Jump Off Ridge, are you there? Jump Off Ridge, there we go. Again, that's kind of pointed out towards the basin, not towards the Moses Lake area. I think, I'm pretty sure that's why. I think the Columbia River is down there. You just can't quite make it out. So that's a different view from our Jump Off Ridge camera. And I mentioned this before, do not jump off Ridge. You will be hospitalized, and that's the best case scenario. It's a long way down from there. Okay, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll do your forecast in detail. You're going to like today, maybe not so much tomorrow. One more look at the forecast is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
AmeriCorps allows me to make a huge impact on my community and kickstart my career.
AmeriCorps gave me the opportunity to use my skills for the greater good.
Serving in AmeriCorps gave me the opportunity to help in my community. Take a few minutes to see how you can help your community.
AmeriCorps does vital work in our region. You can make a difference. Join today and make the impact.
At Confluence Health, our mission is clear: to provide exceptional care for our community. We believe in healthcare that's personal and local because we're just like you, members of this great community.
We are Confluence.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
We are Confluence.
Outside of a few high clouds, 52 degrees in the Wenatchee Valley. Going to be a very warm day today, but before we get to the forecast, I want to recap the month that was for the month of March, because the National Weather Service crunched all the numbers, and here is how March panned out for the Wenatchee Valley. It was warmer than normal. Our average temperature was almost 45 degrees. Our normal average temperature for the month is about 48.1, so we were about 2 degrees above normal, and that is a lot as far as the average temperature for the month of March is concerned. You remember those days in the 70s back in the latter part of March, those record-breaking high temperatures? I think we went like 5 days in a row with either setting a new record or tying a new record or coming close. It was a very warm March, and it was a very dry March. Look at the graph at the bottom of your screen. The straight line is our normal precipitation as March progresses, and the green line is what we actually got, and we didn't get a lot of rain. We normally get about almost 3/4 of an inch of rain, but we got just 0.5 inches of rain, a little over half an inch of rain. So it was a drier than normal March, and it was a warmer than normal March, and they say that's what the case is for April going to be too. We shall see. It's only April 2nd. From the National Weather Service, that way if you don't like the weather, you can blame the government. 77 our high today. We had 72 yesterday. Now our record high on this date, April 2nd, 78 degrees. That was set back in 1992. We'll be kissing it. Possibility anyway. The high pressure ridge, which has been large and in charge, will no longer be here. By this time tomorrow, it will flatten out and leave the area overnight tonight. Clouds will be rolling in. Wind will be picking up. 43 for the overnight low. Wednesday, mixture of clouds and sun. We'll call it partly Sunny. It will be breezy on Wednesday, too, with a high near 57. Wednesday night, 38 for the overnight low. Thursday, pretty cloudy. And Friday, for that matter, we should be dry, but the temperature is going to go back down to normal. But a good-looking weekend coming our way. That's it for us. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
And then it's off to Pennsylvania for a twisted look at the birthplace of one of America's favorite snack foods.
Welcome to Small Town Big Deal. I'm Rodney Miller.
And I'm Jan Carl. You know, you have to admit sometimes you don't know what you don't know. And I did not know